Now, in this second part of the show, we are going to be talking about the spendings of the clubs in the English Premier League, and apart from that, we are going to be delving into the whole conversation about Lionel Messi. Remember, last week on the show, we were contextualizing, or we were talking about the possibility of him moving into Manchester City. But as we went into the weekend, then I don't know, things took a turnaround, and as we're speaking right now, he's already resumed training with his team, Barcelona. Now we're talking numbers, and in the money ref, we're going to be looking at how much the teams have spent in the transfer season. Now, Arsenal, in terms of the arrivals, the amount of money that was spent on the arrivals, that is £92.52 million. Total expenditure on the transfer, that is like 30.6 million pounds, and then there's the departures, which have spent a total of 31.6 million, and then the total record that they've spent is 30.38. Chelsea, on the other hand, who apparently word going around is that they are on a transfer revenge, considering the fact that the other seasons they were banned from getting new players. They spent a total of 347.18 million pounds in the amount of arrivals into the team, and then 200.8 million pounds, and then the total departures is 86.45 million, and then the total amount record that they've spent is the record that they've had in terms of expenditure is 134.28 million pounds. Into Manchester United, some of our team here supports Manchester United. By the way, the people that are missing on this set, that is Manchester United fan and Manchester City. Shout out going out to Clint Asena, who was on the show last week representing for Manchester United. This is how much Manchester United has spent. They spent a total of 94.03 million pounds, 35.1 million pounds, and then 25.90 in terms of the departures, and then their transfer record is like at 34.1 million pounds. Manchester City, on the other hand, who also got a reprieve from the Court of Arbitration of Sports, which allowed them to participate in the Champions League. They spent a total of 130.25 million, and then finally Liverpool have spent 53.19 million pounds. Now, to my panelists in the studio, I think by virtue of, based on how the teams performed in the season 2019-2020, there are some teams which I was expecting to spend money, but not the amount of money that they spent. Let's quickly go to Shilenje. Your team has spent a lot of money.
Mm-hmm. That's a record.
That's a record. A lot of money in one transfer season.
I don't think it's that much, because as we speak now, the transfer period is like midway.
Yes.
So
it's actually almost closing.
Yes. No.
It's actually midway.
It goes up to 5th October.
Yes, 5th October.
So I believe even for most of the teams, not Chelsea alone, there's still more business to happen. For Chelsea, I see there shall be more departures.
Yes.
So the figures are likely to change.
To fluctuate.
Yeah, to fluctuate and get closer. Even for the other teams that you mentioned, Manchester, Liverpool, Arsenal, Tottenham, they're still going to spend.
Yes.
So trust me, in fact, when the league begins, tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow.
When the games begin, that's when managers will identify the gaps that they need to replace.
Because they'll have time now to
exactly where
the gaps that they have.
The teams that were hesitating to spend, now they'll be forced. They become desperate. Those ones that were refusing to sell, they've seen that nobody's coming for their player. They now decide to sell even at a lower price. So I believe there's still going to be much business up to 5th October. Yeah. So it's still early to cast the die.
Sure. Simba, since you are the resident Arsenal fan in this set today, word on the street is that you guys are trying to get Thomas Partey into the squad. Do you support that identification? I know the whole conversation is still developing. Do you think Partey is going to be a good addition to the team?
But just on a side note, though, if we get Partey and Aura back into Arsenal, I can't imagine how our poet, commentator, Drelly is just going to put it. It's an aura for a Partey after Partey at Arsenal. Anyway, that on the side. Yes, I think it's going to be, yeah, because one of the problems that we really have at Arsenal up to now is that we haven't really just made it tick in our midfield. And I know guys are going to say that probably Partey is not very good because then it's a very good side. But here's the thing though, but when you look at its stats as well, he really stands out as a very good player. And I would say we need that command in the midfield that we haven't got. We've seen it from Xhaka so far. But then you say, what if you partnered Xhaka with Partey? But then the other question is this, I mean, those guys are telling you probably you don't need him right now. Is it just going to be one very strong midfield without creativity?
Exactly.
That's it. I know you're going to say that. I know you're going to say
because
that. Yes.
When Partey comes in,
Yes.
I think Mikel is trying to change the identity
Yes.
of Arsenal's play. Because if you look how Partey plays at Atletico,
Yes.
defensive midfielder,
Yes.
stays just ahead of the defense.
Just ahead of the defense,
Yeah,
yes.
it's much of locking the game.
Yes.
You know, it doesn't give so many passes and whatever.
Yes.
So if you partner Partey
Yes.
with Xhaka,
Yes.
you lack creativity.
Then you're gonna
because
lack
you
that
have no
creativity.
midfielder going
Yes.
forward.
Yes.
So I think if you watch Arteta play exactly, especially against the big teams,
Yes.
he's used that defensive
Yes.
defensive shape.
Where you pull the team,
Yeah.
absorb the pressure,
Exactly.
and then you counter.
And then
Then
after
you
that, you can
counter.
counter that.
So-
but I think my looking at that is that Arteta wants to approach. Well, he knows probably right now if I go to the market and trying to look for a very creative midfielder, they aren't there at the moment. So or they're in the development process at Arsenal. So I think he's looking at it like this: what if I flank these players with very fast, speedy flanks? Let's talk about Willian and Pepe on the other side,
Yeah, sure.
and then Aubameyang who's quite fast. And if you look at the development of Aubameyang right now, he sort of falls deep again to get these balls because Arteta has told him, well, you gotta come and help this team
Exactly.
because we are lacking in that midfield sense. All right. I think that for me is what Arteta is looking. I can't get him now. I mean, I can't go and pray Wilshere to come back and be that guy that I need. So out and gone. So what I can do is get Partey, good, all right, put him in front of the defenders, probably tell Xhaka now, your role is to now always play forward and look at your wings. Give Pepe, give Willian the ball. And then after that, we can think about going.
Which is a very big ask for
Which is a
Xhaka.
very big ask.
It's a big
Yes,
ask
it's a
for
very big
Xhaka.
ask.
Yeah.
But like we've known, it can always be done, man. Can always be done. Spread your wings. I think that for me is going to be Arteta's plan. Spread your wings. Spread your wings. Yeah.
So I would have wished for a Manchester United fan to be on this particular set. Clint, see what you're missing on the show. Clint Asena. But there's a transfer that is taking forever to happen.
Which one is that?
Sancho?
The Sancho transfer.
Sancho
do you
transfer? I don't-
do you guys think it's gonna happen?
Here's the thing. I'm not a Manchester United fan. I don't want to be. I've
never thought-
I've
you've
never
never
thought
thought of-
about it. I would never dream about it. I don't even know why I hate Manchester United. But here's the thing. No, let them forget.
No, for
It's
me,
not
If
going
it were to come in,
Shimanja, what do you
it
think?
might happen.
No, it
Is
cannot
going
happen.
to happen?
It's
It
not going to
might.
happen.
In this
what
sense, in this
What is-
sense.
what is stopping
Listen,
him
in
from
this
coming
sense,
in right now?
at the moment,
Yes.
in the world football,
Yes.
Sancho is the biggest player. In terms of the price,
Yes.
he's
Yes.
the most expensive player at the moment.
Yes.
If you want to have him, you'll have to cough that money.
Yes.
What they ask.
But what are they waiting
Okay.
for?
There's
At the same time, there is a risk that if Borussia delay to cash on him,
Yes.
he might because his contract is mainly with is it 1 year or 2 years?
It's 2 years on
2 years. When he plays for another year, the price comes down.
Yes.
And there's nobody will be. I mean, people will be willing to buy him at a lesser price. This is the opportunity, an opportune moment to cash on him. So it is a game of wait and see.
Yeah.
Yes.
Actually, I was having the same conversation with Clint on the show last week, and word on the street is that Manchester City are actually waiting for it to get to crunch time.
And then after that, they bounce in as well?
Yeah,
You do
because
explain
they're like probably right now it might be overpriced.
Yes.
But then as you go towards the
transfer
transfer,
period.
somebody
No,
gets a
for
bit-
City, I rule them out because they already signed Ferran Torres,
They're already
winger.
yes,
So they
yes.
don't need Sancho.
Yeah, me too.
But United, believe you, they are going to get Sancho.
But here's the thing. But,
They're going-
but when you look at the conversation around Sancho right now, it looks dead.
No,
Yeah, it looks dead.
I can assure you that is how big money transfers happen.
Yes.
Yeah, they don't go like this.
Yes.
They can keep quiet for a moment. They resurrect it.
Yes.
But towards the end of the window,
Yes.
I'm sure they're going to agree.
Would you also say that Manchester United have also messed up big time in their other transfers? I will take you back to when they were spending close to what you spend right now on 2-3 players. Do you think that also now because of COVID-19 that they're saying, wow, maybe not.
There is that factor in Man U because of the other spendings they did for Pogba, for Lukaku, for Fred. You see, they were just throwing money all over. And now these teams realize that when Man U come for a player, take the price up.
Take the price up. They're gonna give you
So
money.
what you're saying is, if it was another team, then probably the price would have
Exactly,
been
could have gone down if it was another team.
Yes.
You can even look for Chelsea, Liverpool when they went for Werner. Liverpool were kind of hesitating, but when Chelsea came in with the money, Leipzig said,
Take the player. You guys had the money.
The same for Chilwell.
Yes.
When City went for Chilwell,
Yes.
they were told 80 because they knew these guys have the money.
guys have the money.
They'll bring.
Yes.
But when Chelsea went, 45.
It was 45 as well.
Exactly.
Okay.
That
So
was
we
a
cannot
signing.
we can't rule out.
Yes.
the aspect of the team that is approaching a player.
Exactly.
Speaking of teams approaching a player, the conversation that we were having last week, Manchester City was actually rumored to be in talks with Argentinian forward that is Lionel Messi, and there had been word going around that he had agreed to a certain deal before the conversation was fully completed. But as we went into the week, the whole conversation changed. We had breaking news: Lionel Messi is staying. Personally, I'll say I was a bit disappointed because I would have fancied, actually in my mind, I'd actually fancied a situation where seeing Lionel Messi in the English Premier League.
But playing against you.
It's okay.
But playing against Arsenal.
I know.
No, I mean, it was 50-50. For me, it was bittersweet. Oh, he's not coming, but oh, yes, he's staying. Nah, for me, it was 50-50. It would have done really good for the league. But then imagine you going against Messi in a very good team. Messi still has what? 2 seasons in him? He can really
Okay, as on that Messi issue, which side do you think made a mistake on this one? Do you agree on the decision by Barcelona to keep Lionel Messi, considering the fact that he had expressed interest to leave the club? And is it better to have him in the team this season and then leaves the other, or it would have been better to offload him at this particular time? 3, 2, 1, the floor is open. Shilenje.
I think I can contextualize it in various ways. For me, it's a win-win and a lose-lose for both the teams. First, is a big win for La Liga because the fight was much of La Liga keeping him rather than Barcelona, because it was going to be a big loss for La Liga losing Messi.
Business-wise.
Exactly. Commercials, everything. You have no Cristiano, and now you have no Messi. You see how the league could be bogus. So for La Liga, big win. For Barcelona, win but short term, because they need to rebuild. They need Messi out. When Messi is out, another player will come in. But so long as Messi is there, no player is going to click and build the team around him when Messi is still there. For Messi himself, it's 50-50.
Okay. Simba, you are of a different opinion. You are of the opinion that Lionel Messi should have left.
I don't know why Shilenji is looking at it from 3 perspectives. There's only one way. We're talking about Messi, so let's talk about Messi, Shilenji.
Sure.
Why are you looking at it from La Liga, Barcelona?
Messi is a brand.
He's a brand.
Yeah,
fine.
he's a
But at
brand.
the end of the
It's
day,
not just Messi, but it's a
fine.
brand.
But at the end of the day, it's this brand that we're talking about, Messi. Okay, let's talk about Barca. Barca have lost 100-0 in this sense. Messi's not happy. Messi's not happy, and you have him in your team. Messi is costing you so much money, and you have him in the team. Messi is not in Ronald Koeman's plan, and you have him in the team.
And Koeman actually expressed.
Yeah, why?
Messi,
Let him go.
Let
Number
me
2.
tell you,
Now, let me
just having the name Messi in your team
it's fine.
alone,
It's fine.
It's going to bring that money back.
It's fine. But right now, from a Barcelona perspective, they have lost. Messi won in this sense. Messi had already known he was leaving. He was told by Bartomeu that you're going to leave at the end of this season. COVID happened. He wasn't told to go. All right. When Messi hands in the transfer request, it was told stay. But here's the thing: do you know what Messi told?
Simba.
Do you know what? Just before you come in on that.
Just before we are coming back to that.
But you can't escape.
Just before you come in on that, let me clear this point.
No, you can't escape it, Simba.
Let me clear this point.
Let him clear the point.
Let me clear this point. Messi told Barca that the management of, and I'm quoting him, the management of this club is a disaster.
Sure.
That is somebody telling you, for lack of a better one, wow, I would have used that. That is somebody telling you, I don't give a damn about you. I have just decided to stay because I made it upon myself to stay. That's it. You have a player who's telling you your club is stupid, and I understand that, and you have him there for what purpose?
No, you're being
For
too
what
harsh on
purpose?
him.
So as we conclude
Simba.
this,
Yes.
Shilenje,
Okay, let me clarify. When Messi renewed this contract
Yes.
at the beginning of the season,
Yes.
he had two options, two clauses on the contract. That one, he could leave for free
That's
at
it.
the end of the season if
Yes.
he alerted the team by 10th June. Okay?
How?
Just get that point. Just get that point.
Simba,
The second clause was he could still leave
Yes.
if there is a buyer who's going to pay £624 million. Or
Out of this club,
Yeah.
yes.
628.
Yes. 628.
Million
Yes,
pounds.
to be exact.
Yeah,
Yes.
700 million euros.
Yes.
So those are two clauses that
Yes.
the two parties were hinging on. You
Yes.
see that?
Yes.
So it was a legal battle because you cannot say that there was COVID.
Wait.
You can say, you cannot say.
Just
because
allow me
agreement
30 seconds.
says
Allow me 30
30
seconds.
seconds.
30 seconds.
The agreement
30
says-
seconds.
let's get
10,
Simba's reaction,
10.
then we conclude
30
this
seconds.
conversation.
Shilenje, if you did clearly listen to Messi's sentiment, Messi said, I've been betrayed by the club president, Bartomeu. He said very clearly, we had a conversation with him.
Verbal.
Yes, verbal. I even went home, I spoke to my wife and kids. They were even crying that finally Messi is going to leave La Liga by the end of the season.
What is on
COVID
paper?
happened. COVID happened. Out of respect.
What is in agreement?
Wait, hold. Out of respect for the game and for Barca, Messi decided, I can't even leave Barca. We're still on with Champions League. We're still on with the league. So what do I have to do? Let me wait until the end of the season because that was the verbal agreement between me and
But what is an
Bartomeu.
agreement?
And that's why Messi is saying, you guys, management, you are a disaster. He won.
As we conclude the
won.
Messi conversation.
Yes.
Do you guys think how do you see next season being for Messi? Do you expect top class? 2 minutes, just 1 minute. Do you expect a top class performance from Lionel Messi at the backdrop of all this entanglement, for lack of a better word?
I think for him, personally, as an athlete, a respected player,
Yes.
one of the best in the world, he's not going to let his standard drop.
Go down.
Yeah, he'll still keep his work. But I fear for Barcelona because Barcelona is I can say, a dying giant. They're at a transition stage, so they're going to struggle. Even when Messi is at his best, the team is still going to struggle. But as himself, for him to get to still attract other teams, other suitors, he'll still perform tops where he usually is.
Simba.
We'll summarize it like this. Well, here's the thing. So now, what Barca gonna do for Messi this season is just use it for the brand. Like Shilenje is saying, we still have Messi in the team, we still have him in the lineup. But Ronald Koeman doesn't have Messi in his plans. So here's the thing, whether Messi likes it or not, he's wasted a whole season by just deciding to stay. He would have just gone in, fought that in court, won, which he would have won.
So he
actually.
loses. You accept Messi partially lost.
So partially, but it's Barca anyway. Anyway, because now it's gonna be like, why do you have a player of Messi's stature on the bench? For me, he's not gonna perform that good because at the end of the day, he knows I don't want to be here. The manager knows he doesn't want to be here. The manager knows it's not in my plans, so he'd rather go.
Okay, so that wraps up our second bit of Metropole Sports Center. We'll be taking a short commercial break, but after the break, I'll be giving you a head start or pointing you in the right direction in terms of which match fixtures you should be watching out for this coming weekend. See you after the break.